I'm a little late telling the story because I wanted to tell it on New Year's Day. Because 3 years ago, on New Year's Day, I saved a man's life. He was being beaten to death by a mob over a false allegation. Now, as the story goes, apparently one night while he was at the Slab City Library, which was ran by a psychotic by the name Cornelius Van Gogh, this individual, along with several others, had beat this man to death because apparently he raped a woman there. Now, I'm sitting in the Katamari, January 1st, and a woman by the name of Tails comes and sits up next to me, and she's got this big old smile on her face. And she's like, points this guy at the end of the bar and says, "See that guy down there? Because he fucking raped this girl named Moxie." I'm looking at the guy as I'm hearing this, and he's a large, opie-looking dude. It just doesn't give off a rapey vibe to me. I mean, it just, that seemed off. But, I mean, who's to say that he wasn't a rapist? I mean, I didn't know at the time. It's none of my business. I don't know anything about it. I don't know any of the players. I don't know. So I just go say hi to Pirate Rob, who, you know, the Pirate Slab, Pirate Camp isn't too far from the Katamari. So I go say hi to him for a while, go talk shit, tell him that I'm going to be back in a while, and because my birthday is rolling over after midnight, okay? So I go back to where's the Katamari, and I get to the end of Pirate Slab. All of the fucking library, and plus several others, are beating the fuck out of this guy. It was summary judgment. There was no due process. They just decided he was guilty, and that was it. I'm sitting there watching, and there's nothing I can really do. I can't think of a goddamn thing to do, and I just stay out of it. But I'm just watching. Now, this woman comes up. She's the alleged victim. She goes by the name Moxie. Okay? So Moxie is telling me the story about how she's been raped, and she goes into these details that I'm not even hearing it, because I've heard stories about rape from the victims who were both women and men. And when they told me their stories, there was inflections of embarrassment, shame, fear, trauma. I mean, all the things that were in those voices when I heard those stories were not in hers. And so I'm thinking fast. I'm not sure what to do. And I say to her, well, it looks like he is going to die tonight, and that'll be the end of it. But you get to suffer for the rest of your life with the humiliation of the rape always going to be lingering in the back of your mind. Now, is this fair that he gets to die and suffer no more, or would you like to go ahead and just tell your story to the cops, or like make a report and see him suffer for the rest of his life as a sex offender? She thinks about it for a minute. Yeah, I want to see him suffer more. Like, okay, I'm going to go talk to these guys. And so I go down there and I'm like, hey, hear me. And I let them know that the police are on their way. Somebody just told me that the police have been called and they're going to be here any minute. Now, I don't have anything to fear from the police. I can sit here and I can talk to them. Well, the rest of you need to get the fuck out of here, okay? Because you just got them beating up this guy, and he's going to fucking start singing, okay? They agree that, yeah, they're going to go ahead and leave him with me, and they're going to take off. I know that there's somewhere in the dark somebody has eyes on me, so I got to play the role. This guy looks like fucking street pizza by this point, covered in blood, just fucked up. So I'm like, don't you fucking fall asleep, you fucking piece of shit. I gotta fucking keep you here until the fucking, at least the ambulance shows up. I don't want it looking like I murdered you, right? So I say this kind of shit like that to him. I even go into the Katamari to go find the bar owner, Aaron, to make sure that he gets a blanket so he doesn't fucking freeze to death out there. You know, it's cold in the desert. At one point, he says to me, "Thank you." He gurgles out, "Thank you" to me, and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, you fucking piece of shit. Because if I find out you actually did rape that girl, I'm gonna wish that I killed you right here and now." But I'm thinking in my mind, dude, hold on, you know. I called the fucking ambulance, and I told the ambulance that there's a man who's been beat nearly to death over, apparently he's a rapist. And so it takes the ambulance like 45 minutes to get to Slab City, to my location. And before they even fucking approach my location, they call me. They want to know if it's safe to come in. And I do. I let them know it's safe. And then I have a fucking deputy show up and talk to me. And I let them know, I don't know who did it. I don't know that, the people, but it doesn't matter. Because, Cornelius Van Gogh hates my fucking ass to this day because not only I'm not part of that whole fucking pronoun game bullshit, he's one of these hip, cool kids that don't have a gender anymore. And, she hates my fucking guts because I lied about, the fucking beatdown that they were giving him and telling him then the cops were on the way. He needed to get fucking airlifted out of there. He was beaten so bad. And the girl, Moxie, she did get in the police car. She was interviewed by police, but when asked to go down to the fucking police station and give a statement, she did not. She wouldn't do it. And she left Slab City like the fucking very next day. She was gone. And interviewing everybody around town, everybody heard what I did, and he wanted to talk to me about it. They didn't believe this guy was a rapist at all. They'd all known him for 4 years. He was a kind man. He was a decent man. He was, harmless, all the above. And, come to find out, he did not rape her. Matter of fact, they were all drunk. There at the fucking library, and she was crying. Him and her were having a private conversation, and she was crying about my friend Turkey. Apparently, she had a relationship with Turkey, that was before he died. But she was crying about the relationship, and then she put the moves on this guy. And as they were having sex, she came out of it. She realized, she was in a blackout, and she said, "Get off me." And he did exactly that. I mean, where's the rape in, okay, stop having sex with me? And when he immediately stopped, and so she's been questioned about it, and she's been shunned from Slab City to this very day. Nobody wants to fucking talk to her. And apparently she blames him for not dying, and she says, I should have just let you die that night because it would have saved her face. It would have saved her reputation. And what a fucking bitch, It's a fucking terrible way to fucking, do somebody. And then for the library not to give him any kind of due process. There was no due process whatsoever with the library. They just came up with their own summary judgment, and they were just going to kill him. They were going to beat him to death. Now, I still talk to the guy to this very day. I don't want to give his name because I want him to be able to, tell the story on his own and not have to, walk around with the stigma of being an accused rapist. I mean, everybody knows he's not a rapist, but the library is was psychotic. Cornelius Van Gogh is a real piece of crap, and I'm going to let you know right now, she's got her own fucking YouTube channel. You can go check it out. They eventually ran her out of the library. She was fortifying that place. She was trying to build her own army, and she, fucking 86, half of the city, Slab City couldn't even use their library. That's how fucked up it was. But I saved this man's life. I talked to him to this very day, and, he's pretty upset to this day. He never got an apology from Cornelius Van Gogh or any of these fucking psychotic librarians, And he has to pay for that helicopter airlift to the hospital when they tried to kill him. It's fucking messed up. I'm just glad I was there and able to think fast.